This is the Parblo Intangbo X7, and we're going to figure out if this super cute, beginner, and budget-friendly drawing tablet is worth it. This video is sponsored by Parblo. Thanks to sponsors like these, I can keep making amazing videos for you to enjoy. Thank you, Parblo, for sponsoring this video. Although this is a sponsored video, I'm going to be completely honest and review this tablet properly. We'll be going over the price range, unboxing, setup, and drawing this pretty little lady using said tablet as the ultimate test. At the end of the video, we'll decide if this thing is really worth it. Let's get started. I hope you don't mind. I'm not the most graceful of ladies out there, but I did want to make this feel at least a little bit satisfying. But when I tried to open this bubble wrap, it was so well packaged I had to rip it open like a heathen.
Why is this thing so hard to open?
Here's another heathen moment of me ripping open the plastic covering because I am done being dainty. Here's the first look at the packaging. As a graphic designer who took a few classes in package design in college, this is so well done. I love the color scheme and the little decal on the front. Here's the box without the little decal. And here's the back. When I opened the box initially, I saw a nice little foam piece for protection. This thing has a lot of padding, which is super important. I didn't want this thing to break. And here it is! Hiding in this plastic wrap is this cute little teal tablet. They really picked the right one for me. I mean, it does match my hair color. Under the tablet is a little setup guide. I hope you don't mind, little guy was helping me, so if you hear him, that's what's going on.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I see. Is it cool?
We actually got a little sticker sheet too. I was surprised at that. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna give that to my little guy so he can play with it. Stylus reveal. It is also teal, extra cute and adorable. Here's my current XP pen stylus next to the Parblo one for comparison. It also came with a microfiber cloth and a glove, which is yet again too big for my little hands.
Yeah, it's still too loose. It's not made for tiny hands.
One day I'll find one that actually fits, but that time hasn't come yet. We also got a really cute little pen holder, absolutely adorable. And there's a warranty guide, of course, and another more detailed setup guide, super useful. Finally, we have pen nibs and the required cords to connect it to your phone or tablet or laptop. Whatever you need. After removing the packaging from the tablet, there is one other film on top of the trackpad. I think that's what it's called.
Ouch.
I hope you enjoyed that. I love how everything is color coordinated. I need more pastel stuff in my office, and this was absolutely perfect. The aesthetics alone are so nice. I almost wanna eat it. That was stupid. I was initially thinking about rejecting the sponsorship offer, to be completely honest with you, because I have said multiple times, if you can afford it, get a screen tablet. It's a much easier time overall. However, tablets with screens are expensive. Screen tablets can range from over $200 USD to a few $1,000 USD. It's definitely not something a lot of people would splurge on if they've never tried digital art before. For the sake of all of you, I wanted to take this opportunity to review an affordable screenless tablet instead of telling y'all to spend ridiculous amounts of money for something you may not have tried before. I mean, I started with a screenless tablet after all. Heck, I started with a trackpad and a mouse. Gotta start somewhere. So the Parblo Intangbo X7 price is, drumroll please, $59.99 USD on Amazon. That is an extremely affordable price. And to be fair, I didn't check the pricing until working on the script for this video. When I was drawing with it, I was assuming it would be around an $80 drawing tablet considering the aesthetic appeal, the customizable buttons, and the accessories that come with it. Also, how smooth it draws. I'm really starting to like this thing. On to the setup. It was actually super simple. More simple than setting up my other drawing tech. Now, I'm only going over the desktop settings, but Parblo supports Android, tablet, and cell phones as well, but they don't support iPhone yet. Since I have a cheap, old, cracked phone, I won't show that setup in this video. Make sure when you have your drawing tablet plugged into your computer or phone to switch to the proper dial at the top left of your tablet accordingly. For the desktop, set it to Chromebook. After that, I simply plugged the tablet into my computer using the included USB-C cord, then installed the required drivers and program. I did have some trouble with finding the driver on the website, but I think it was just me being a silly goose. However, I'll show you here now how to get there from the Parblo website that I linked down below. Once it's installed, open the Parblo tablet setting program from your Windows search bar. You can find it in other places like the desktop shortcut, but I personally love the Windows search bar. It makes everything so much faster. Starting with the shortcut keys, here's where you can program every single button on your tablet. I use my XP Pen Artist 22R Pro settings for reference so I can use my favorite shortcut keys. And here are my final settings. Feel free to copy if you want. What's really cool about the little dial on your tablet is that the button in the center cycles through 3 different settings. I set mine to brush size, canvas size, and rotating the canvas. In the working area section, you can specify what screen the drawing tablet will work on. This is especially important if you have 2 or more monitors. Make sure to double check that and set it accordingly. In the passive pen settings are the shortcut keys and pressure sensitivity settings. Here's what I have for my own pen settings. The top key is set to space so I can pan around my canvas, and the down key is the right mouse button. This is super useful if you use Clip Studio Paint, since the right mouse button also acts as the eyedropper tool, and I use that a lot. For pressure sensitivity, make sure the Windows Ink checkbox is selected. It's the most common reason why any drawing tablet might not have pressure sensitivity, so definitely check that and make sure it's checked. I kept the pressure sensitivity on default because it worked pretty well for me, but feel free to adjust it yourself. Finally, we're in the settings section. You can import configurations here, set the skin, which is the look of the program, basically dark or light mode, and you can do a few more tasks here, but I won't go into it as much since I kept everything set to default and I'm not using my phone for this video. I want to go over some pros and cons for this tablet while we watch through the rest of the drawing process together, because I definitely put it through a stress test. So with the pros, the price is extremely affordable, especially if this is your first drawing tablet. Again, I was so surprised at the price range being $59.99 USD. I thought it was an $80 tablet considering how well it drew and how customizable it is. The looks are also a huge plus if you care about that. A lot of drawing tablets are basic black and not super cute, prioritizing function over fashion. However, this tablet has a pretty good balance between the two. It's both adorable and useful, so I give them big props for that. I also have never heard of a drawing tablet that supports cell phones. I didn't realize that people even drew on cell phones other than using their fingers, and I didn't realize how popular it was either. So if you happen to use a cell phone to draw, this may be a great purchase for you. The stylus is simple but effective. The gel covering over the front makes drawing a lot more comfortable, and the somewhat squishy texture of the drawing area makes drawing feel smooth and streamlined. I also noticed very little inconsistencies with the calibration settings, even with my settings set to default. Straight lines stay straight and curved lines stay curved, as in no waviness to the lines like you would see in like an iPad Pro, other than user error, which I will talk about that later. The buttons are responsive and the setup is extremely simple compared to the other drawing tablets I used in the past as well. The tablet is very thin and light. That, on top of having very minimal wires, makes it easy for transport and travel, especially if you have a cell phone, tablet, or laptop. You could really take this thing anywhere, which is a huge plus. This Pro goes over all screenless drawing tablets, but it's also ergodynamic, as in you won't be shrimping as much with a screenless tablet. I have suffered chronic neck pain because of my iPad in the past, but that was really because I was looking down constantly for hours on end at it with the weight of my big ol' head on my poor little neck. With screenless tablets, you won't get as much back or neck pain, but I do want to let you know to be wary of your wrist. I've noticed drawing on a screenless tablet helps my neck and back, but it's a little more rough on my wrist. It could simply be the size of the Parblo tablet, which we'll talk about later, but make sure to take lots of breaks with screenless tablets. Lots of people prefer screenless tablets just for this reason. It keeps you from shrimping, so I'll consider this a pro for the tablet as well. Now on to the cons. I mentioned this earlier in the pros, but this is an extremely small drawing tablet, which means there isn't a lot of wiggle room, so prepare for that if you do want to get this. There are also no rubber pads at the bottom, so the tablet slides around a lot. Putting it on top of a mouse pad or getting some rubber pads to put on the bottom will help a ton. I kind of had to push it up against something hard like my X Pen Pro, my screen tablet that I use as a second monitor, for it to not travel as much while I'm drawing. The buttons on the stylus itself were a bit stiff until I started working with it more. I had to press really hard to get it to work right at first. However, I think that's something that will improve over time as the stylus buttons are used more. So it's not really like a bad con, con, but it is a con. When clicking and dragging with the stylus, I noticed it lagged a bit. Like when moving layers around or clicking and dragging on the color wheel like I usually do is extremely difficult, if not impossible. That's something I strongly suggest Parblo work on. Dragging the mouse over the color wheel is my preferred way to color pick, and it was a huge hassle trying to get the right color, especially with the clicking and dragging being so laggy. Finally, I noticed after a while of not drawing on the tablet, it wouldn't respond. I fixed that by closing and reopening the Parblo tablet setting program, but it was a bit off-putting. That could simply be an installation issue on my part, but it's something to keep in mind later if you decide to buy this tablet and you run into this issue later. Just restart the Parblo program and it should work. I know some of y'all have been waiting for this part because I complained like a little whiny baby on Discord the whole time I was using this drawing tablet. I want to preface by saying that this is not the tablet's fault for me struggling so much. In fact, this tablet did so well that I was able to improve a lot faster than I thought. But I severely underestimated the learning curve when figuring out how to use a screenless tablet. Let me just say, I took on the sponsorship and made this review video because I love y'all and y'all were curious about it, so I took it because y'all wanted me to make this video. Not being able to draw a straight line or a curved line or any line because of the coordination, again, not because of the tablet, had me crashing out constantly, especially in the beginning. Like my fist was hitting that table. I was not okay. I was so confident, so ready for this, I guess, challenge that the amount of failures had me floored. I felt like a baby drawing on a screenless tablet, like I was a beginner at that point. It was so extremely frustrating to the point where I didn't know if I could draw anything, and I didn't know if I would be able to release this video because of how difficult it was. I might sound dramatic here, but it did trigger a bit of a depression phase within me on top of a few other things that happened recently. So my ego was hurt. I got a big owie on my ego for this one. I was just a really sad little potato because I, again, underestimated the learning curve. And yeah, my pride was hurt. Luckily, over time, I became a lot more confident with it. I took tons of breaks, only drew on it for 30 minutes to an hour a day before I crashed out until the piece was finished. Towards the end, I was able to draw much better lines, and if it weren't for the quality of this Parblo tablet, I wouldn't have learned as fast as I did. The thing is with screenless tablets like what I use daily, you draw what's in front of you on the physical screen, like a piece of paper. There's no need to translate where your hand goes and where the line draws in your brain. For screenless tablets, you kind of have to guess where your hand is when looking at a completely different location, and it just made my brain hurt, okay? My two brain cells were not rubbing together, and it's probably going to happen to you if you start with a screenless tablet, but I will go into that later as to why that's actually a good idea to start with a screenless tablet. But I have so much respect for people who regularly draw on screenless tablets, and I will stick to my guns in saying, if you can afford it, get a tablet with a screen. But if you are starting out in digital art and don't want to break the bank, or if you're worried about neck and back pain down the line, get a screenless one like Parblo, because honestly, Parblo is a good pick for a first tablet. Even with my surprise at how hard it was at first, at the end of the day, any screenless tablet has a learning curve. I started with a screenless tablet. Heck, I started with a mouse pad and a physical mouse in the very beginning. So, is the Parblo Intangbo X7 worth it? I personally think it is, especially if you're just starting out in digital art and don't want to break the bank. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to decide. If you do decide to get this cute little tablet, you can get it for 15% off with this code. The link is in the pinned comment as well. You can buy it on Amazon or AliExpress. I want to thank Parblo again for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe so you don't miss more art-related content from yours truly. But most importantly, I love each and every one of you. Bye bye!